Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E439, a 1947 D plastic tubed roll. How is everybody doing today? Gonna go ahead and draw a chip. Oop, dropped it. Oop, got it. Coin number 20. Get my pad and my pen ready. Wait for a couple of people to stroll in. We will get this roll started. There we go. Numbers are going up. Wait till we see something in the chat and I'll empty this tube and get things going. Wonderful weekend out. Sunny and 90 degrees here in Southwest Florida. Started a little bit early, about an hour early. Ended up finding out I had a commitment for later on in the evening. Two, three, four people watching. No comments. Well, we're going to go ahead and get it started here. First coin in the roll is for Stan. We're going to be looking at the obverse and reverse of the first 10 coins, mainly RPMs. I see there is one double die obverse, one double die reverse listed. And our obverse is Normal Adventures with Maxwell. Welcome, Eric SFC. Welcome to the show. Like I was saying, beautiful weather down here. Got a lot done today. Most you all should have packages coming your way. Eric will have one coming out Monday. There's only a few. And they'll probably go out Monday afternoon. There's a couple I've got to photograph some coins and finish a page of flip inserts. That's what I'm waiting on. Soon as that page is full, same die pair as the last coin. Soon as that page is full, I will get those packages out. What is there to look for on a 2010P? There are... Well, I can tell you, I think there's double die obverses and reverses. Not a whole lot of them. But I will give it a quick look and see. I think there's a relatively nice double die obverse. Let me take a peek here real quick. See if I can't help you out. There are a pretty nice double die reverse. Actually, two of them. Let's see what Wexler's got. He's got a couple double die obverses. And it looks like the same double die reverses that Copper Coins has listed. So there's a couple to look for. And I'm sure there are undiscovered stuff to be had too. When people don't find something good right away, it seems like they just kind of hold off on searching. That's where 30 Water was going with the 75p roll. He wants to do a reveal on a 75p roll. And it turns out there's a pretty nice double die listed. I would have had no clue. I've never really searched a 75p roll on purpose. I've like searched pocket change. So I've got a box. So we're going to look 75 in pennies. Welcome. Next coin, Taco John. '67 OBW, nice. There's a couple 67 double dies. That's another one that's the same. There's not a lot, and people don't search them because there's already not a lot listed. I don't think that's a good reason not to search. But I understand why people just automatically say, well, there's nothing really to look for, so I'm not going to look. I can tell you that Brian Allen, a lot of the finds that are in Strike It Rich with Pocket Change is because he looks at all the dates, everything. He does not discriminate at all when it comes to what date penny he's looking at. And in turn, he finds a lot of stuff. Coin number 6 for Carl. Has a couple listed. All right. That's right, Eric. I agree. And that was one of my intents when I got all the bank wrapped rolls that I got. I got any date I could. Well, number one, I was buying whole collections. And you can't say, well, I want this and not that. And that's what a lot of the bigger coin dealers, they'll say that. They'll say, I'll give you, a lot of them will say, I'll give you face value for this because I'm not going to be able to sell it. But I used to get it because so many dealers would say, just take it back to the bank. And I would give them a little premium for it and take everything. Even if I didn't want it, I'd say, hey, I'll buy everything to get the stuff that I did want. I always thought that was a good business practice. So you weren't, as a customer, you weren't making multiple trips everywhere. You know, there's nothing worse than having somebody come in and saying, hey, what will you give me for these coins, and find out that they've been to 3 other coin dealers and sold all the stuff that those coin dealers wanted when they should have just bought everything. Even if they said, take it to the bank, they should have said, take it to the bank, but you know what? I'll pay you face value for it, and I'll take it to the bank for, to save you traveling around. I got a lot of rolls and nickels that way. People were saying, nobody wants these rolls and nickels, and I'd say, well, I'll give you, 10% over face value for them. Yeah, I agree. And most dealers aren't like that. And some of the ones, like I know one, and I understand why he's like that. Because he's just got so much inventory that he just needs to get rid of it. But then again, you go to, you hear him, and you hear him say that he's not getting inventory coming through the door to buy. Everybody's buying and selling silver at the last couple years, and they're not selling coins. If they're selling coins, they're selling constitutional silver just because it's constitutional silver. Coin 11, Frostbite. I did jump the gun. It turns out that I have about an hour, about 5:30. I had an obligation, and I didn't realize it until about 2:30 this afternoon. And then I moved it up to 4 o'clock from 5 o'clock. That way I can still fulfill what I got to do. And yesterday was the day that I was worried about more so than anything. Well, a lot of coin shops are like that now, Eric. I mean, I got out of the business of buying and selling. I'm a buyer now. I got out of the business of buying and selling. Ooh, what's that? Is that a... Let me look with the glass. Out of the business of buying and selling because I like searching for varieties. I'm not so sure about this. No, I don't think so. I'm going to hold it out to see if we find another one. I'm going to try to find a marker. That just does not look like a doubled eyelid to me. But I got out of it because I never had any time. All I did was work at buying and selling. See, that doesn't look like the two that are listed. That one for sure, no. Let me look here real quick. I think his was the same as ours. Yeah, it is. But I'm going to hold it, see if we find more, so I get a gene pool. Frostbite. Welcome. Papa Giorgio, welcome. But yeah, that's exactly why I got out of it, was because it just, I like doing this. I like looking at coins, and all I did was buy coins. And then it was a full-time job trying to get rid of what I didn't want. And I actually had a pretty good network at the end, but it was still, I mean, it was 10 hours every day. And I don't think it would be like that now. I used to kind of do it through the newspaper, and I don't think that is a viable source for getting coins anymore. Let's see if this is the same one. I would too, because I literally sold them and made like $10 or $20 off of them back then. And yeah, I think about it and it makes me sick sometimes. But you know what? I was making money off of them then, and it actually was an advantage because it helped me sell other stuff. By having those for sale, it attracted people to buy more common stuff that was in my, like, it was in eBay. I sold a ton of stuff. Probably 25 or 30 transactions a day through eBay. And actually, that was another reason I stopped, was the big coin dealers. They used to do so many free listings. And the more you sold, the more free listings you got. And a lot of the big coin dealers that paid money didn't like that. So all of a sudden, that coins and stuff like that became in the exempt. And that's basically when the coin dealing within eBay kind of went to crap. All right, I saw a slab that said recolored. Is this possible? And can I expand a little bit? Well, yes and no. I do know that back in the 60s, and I don't know what the product was, but people were hoarding 60p small dates, and they were worth probably double or triple. Actually, at one point, I think they were worth near $1,000 a roll. And people were using a preservative on it, and it would change the coins to a red color. And even back as late as the late 90s, it was kind of acceptable. They didn't hold it against it in the coin. They didn't say it was cleaned. Sometimes you saw it, it would say preservative, preserved or something like that. And for some reason, I always think that it was Dellers who made the preservative. But then me and Chuck were talking about it, and I think we came to the conclusion that it was from the same people that made Blue Ribbon, that they had a preservative, and it would just lightly change the surface a little pink. It's not lacquer, and it comes right off. If you put it in in acetone, it comes off. But when it comes off, it leaves the coin toned funny. It definitely changed the surface of the coin. So that being said, I have known people to retone coins like that. I don't know them, but I've known them to be retoned. The only retoned coins I've ever seen in a slab seem to be Indian head cents. But I'm sure there's tons more that I just haven't paid attention. A recolored cent. All right, that makes sense. And even like Deller's Darkener might be something that they would consider, even though it is not changing. Well, I guess it does change the color. It darkens the coin. They might say that that is recoloring. Trip, welcome. So that's all the info. I can't give you the product name, and I know that it's a product that it's no longer like they didn't frown upon it back in the 60s. And I know that it's a product that's no longer available. I don't think it was available in the 90s even. But ultimately, we should try not to change the appearance of a coin. It's one thing to pull dirt and stuff off. But it's another thing. Oh, coin number 20. Almost missed it. Trip, you are the winner of the giveaway. There is coin 20. Let me write a note down. E439 for Trip. Congratulations, Trip. That's right, Dirty Water. But yeah, in general, it's one thing to take a little bit of dirt off, but even like me, if I see like, say that there was a glob of wax like right here, I would probably leave it on because chances are there's going to be a light spot underneath it that you're going to be able to tell. The only time I remove it is if I got to do a photograph and it's like right in here. I mean, there is reasons to do it, but I try to find more reasons not to do it. Sissy, welcome to the show. It's good to see you in the chat. You've got a package on the way, I know that. Are you home or are you traveling still? All right, halfway point. Yeah, we miss you too. Miss you too. First week back out. All right, so you were home. All right. How long are you out for this time? Another month or? Hopefully you got to stock up on stuff to do while you're out. Coin 26, Sireg. Seven and a half weeks, brought some rolls. Good, good. Give you something to do. I tell you, I don't know how you drive as much and ride as much as you do. It's a lot of work. People don't understand the work that over-the-road truck drivers have to do. With almost every coin in this roll is from this die pair. Decent looking coins. Brad Anderson, welcome. They are in good shape. This was a good roll for sure. No die varieties. But like I say, they're all this die pair right here pretty much. Yeah, mine were never out of the dump, sissy. Mine, I got like 10 thumbs. Or should I say 8 thumbs and then 2 fingers. Alex Warbe, there's a different one. Oh, we've seen this one too. I urge everybody to hit that like button for me. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We are pushing to try to get to 10,000 subscribers. On another note, I hear that Chuck is going to be bringing coins and coffee back, which is a good deal. They are, sissy. They are nice looking. I mean, there's stains here and there, but they are nice, relatively clean coins. I mean, I hope I look this good when I'm 80 years old. Not counting on it, but I hope. Coin 32, Stan. Tomorrow, got a 61D roll. There's a different die pair that we'll be looking through. A Fed Reserve of Cleveland roll. Be doing that right around 5 o'clock tomorrow. Probably 4:40, 4:45 is when we'll start. About a half hour before it's scheduled for. Yeah, a lot of times you get those bank wrapped rolls, Trip, and they got some of that sulfur spotting and stuff like that. Just from the sulfur reacting with the paper and the acid and everything else. And you never know until you're in. That's the bad part. Coin 34, Paul Hampton. Coin 35, Taco John. I'm not sure the dates that I'm going to... Oh, there we go. Looks like we got a little one here. Maybe? Yeah, let's see if we can't find this one. You can see it right here and right there on the upper serif. You can see it right here, Trip. I've got my little hand. There's the upper serif, and then right there on the lower serif. It's not real strong, but we're going to go through and see if we can't identify it here. That one is an old one. Doesn't match. That doesn't match. Oh, there we go. That looks similar. Nope, too far north. That's a maybe. That's there. Seeing right here is these two die scratches. There's this die scratch right there. There's that die scratch in the fold. We'll go to the reverse. Back it out a little bit. And there is the big marker for the reverse right there. That's there. Those die scratches are there. And that is it. So we have 1mm13 for Taco John. First of the roll. Put a piece of sticky note on there so I know what it is. And we will go to the next coin. Ooh, I'm doing pretty good. I've got all the Kaneka, I believe, except for one now. Now that 99 has been confirmed to be a die state of 74. No longer needing 99 if you got 74, sissy. Unless you're collecting die state. If you're collecting die state, then you still need it. It'll just be 74 early die state. '59 through '82 album. Cool. That's great. Are you getting them all out of boxes in circulation, or are you buying them, or how are you doing it, Maxwell? That would be a pretty cool feat to get them all out of circulation and get AUBU. 60 small date. I can tell you that I put a whole roll of circulated 60p small date in circulation just for, what was it? There was some little coin collecting type week where you were supposed to throw like a dateless Buffalo nickel or something like that into circulation. Ah, you're ready. You just don't know it yet. I do believe that's an RPM, but this is going to be one that is going to be very hard to attribute. You can see it right on the top serif. The bottom serif is destroyed, though. So if I can't identify it in this process right here, it is going to not get identified. Got a large die scratch right there. Nothing there. That's too far north, I think. Yep. far south. All right, this one is not listed that I can find, so it won't be because of the damage on the mint mark. Russell, welcome to the show. 47. Yeah, my folks were a bit older than that, but I believe my mother-in-law was born in that year. I believe, let me look at 13 again. That is not 13. So we have another one. It's very minor again, but it is there. You can see it right here in the upper serif, and then there in the lower serif. We're going to take a peek and see if we can't just find her. Look at the reverse real quick. Not that one. Let's see this one. Doesn't look like that one. Too far south. Too far south. So this one is one that I am going to have to work on for James. Second RPM in the roll. Coin 40. Back to our standard die pairs that have been in the roll. It is tiny. What don't you get, Trip? Yeah, this is those were minor RPMs, if that's what you're talking about, Trip. They are hard to see. Most definitely. Tony Dalton, welcome to the show. It's the curve on the left side of the 7 normal. Yes, it is. This one that I'm looking at, which is the coin you're referring to, has like a die gouge right next to the 7. I'll try to do better. That is one of the better hints, sissy. If you're just starting this, a lot of times you will see little stuff. And a lot of the little stuff is not listed. It's got a little ding on the mint mark. But that last one we showed, Trip, that one was very minor. And a lot of people would have missed that. Also, having a secondary way of viewing your coins, looking through a microscope is great, but sometimes you need to take a look, like through a magnifier. You will get different looks. The perspective of the coin will look different. Microscopes have a tendency of showing like ghost stuff that's not, it will look different than it actually should look. Coin 43, Jeff Dunn. Die spec there. This is the same die we've been looking at. That can help too if you don't, as long as you're not using a 10x or 14x or something like that. And just a regular magnifying glass. And let me go let the troublemaker through the door. Hurry up. You lay down and be a good girl. Oh, our dachshund that just had back surgery has been taking her first steps. She walked 8 feet. And now she has been standing and while she's eating and drinking. So very good stuff for my one older dog. Coin 45. Frostbite. So 2 RPMs in the roll. One is 1mm13. It's a decent one. Yes, I agree, Eric. And plus, when the years start adding up like they are with me, my eyesight is not getting better as I age. It is definitely getting worse. Coin 46. This is another one. I think that's the same as coin 12. Let me look. That is not. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm going to hold this one out too. This one is a little more convincing than the last. Let me see what it looks like under the glass. That actually, a lot of times, there's something, double eyelids. See, it doesn't even show under the glass. Usually they look stronger under the loop than they do the magnifier. I'm going to still look at that a little bit better. Alex is the recipient of both of those. Even though I'm still on the side of discounting it, it was a better example than the other. Otis, didn't see you pop in. You've got a package coming. Two to three. Oh. Start your day around 2. You know what? That's my favorite time to drive, though. And there's another one of them. I'm going to hold it out just in case. So possibly a doubled eyelid. And there's not a lot of double eyelids listed for 47. Ah, cool. It gives you something to do while you're in the bunk for sure. And the last coin in the roll, coin 50, goes to Mickey. Different die pair. Yeah, right about by 3 o'clock, the drunks are hopefully home. All right, that is the roll. I hope to see everybody join us around 5. It'll probably be 4:30 tomorrow for a 61D. Where is it? I've got to find it. I don't have it in my hand, so I was going to put it up there. But hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already done so. And I will see you around the neighborhood. We'll talk to you soon.